Hello again, everybody, and welcome. Today is the 22nd day of February 2026, and here I go again. So today I am at the Ortega Adobe in downtown Ventura. I know I've talked to you about this before because the Ortega Chili Company started in the kitchen of this house. It is the same one that you go at the grocery store, you see those little cans of chilies. It started right here at the Ortega Adobe. This house was built in 1857 and it's built using adobe bricks. So there used to be a lot of adobe brick houses along Main Street back in that day. One of the sons who lived here, Amelio Ortega, he moved to New Mexico in about, I think it was about 1890. And he got interested in the chili peppers and came back here to Ventura to this house. Wow, look at you can see the adobe brick construction there. Came back here and started growing and roasting the chilies here in this house and figured out how to package them. And I believe it was the first industrial kind of food thing that California was producing to send out to other places. It's crazy that it started right here. That was in the late 1800s. They sold the house and they moved the operation for the chilies out of Ventura. And this has actually been a historical location for Ventura going all the way back to, I believe, 1924. And this is a historical site number 2 for Ventura. So this is where it all started. I love those chilies. I don't know about you. Let's go look in the kitchen and see, because that's where it all started. They don't really let you in here anymore. They've got it like gated off twice. I don't know why, but you see that this gate they don't open where you used to be able to step inside. So this is how I have to look at it from here. I can't read the sign there. I can see a little bit of the sign there. But wow, this looks like kind of like the dining room area. And you can see some of that exposed adobe brick. And you can see how thick the walls are just by judging from these doorways. I mean, look at this here. Look at how thick the doorways are. And that's the width of the brick. And you can still see some of the texture of the bricks that have been plastered over here. So those bricks are under there. And let's see, is this okay, so this looks like a bedroom here. And you can tell where it goes out to the rest of the house. Maybe the kitchen's on the other side. Let's go take a look. Wow, this looks old. I mean, it is old, right? But you can really feel the age of this thing. Let's go around to this side and see if this might be the kitchen over here, because I want to see where they started roasting these chilies. Okay, so this is the kitchen right here. And they do talk about Amelio there. Oh, and look, they even have a picture of one of the Ortega brand chili. I guess it's salsa on that one. Look at this. Let's see. Do they have a name here? What is this? Okay. I'm sorry I can't see this stuff. They don't let me walk in here like they once did here. But you got the green chili packing right there. But here's the kitchen. There is the stove, with a little wood burning stove right there. So this would have been where Amelio, right there, started the Ortega Chili Company. Let's take a look here. They say that this is the only example left of a middle-class household here in Ventura from the early days. So this must be the dad and the mom of Amelio, and that's Amelio right there. So there's the guy responsible for that can of chilies that you find at the grocery store. And this is the guy who bought it. And Ventura Look at this. The city of Ventura. Looks like they took it over in 1921. And it became a historic landmark in 1974. This is crazy. That's what it looked like before there was all the development around it, right? Because now when you look back and take that view in, this is what you're looking at here, is those buildings kind of off to the side. And of course, this wall structure they put in front of it just to close it off at night, lock off the parking lot. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And you know what's funny is even people who live here in Ventura, you know, you could just walk up to them with a can of chilies and say, hey, do you know where this comes from? And they probably wouldn't know. Even, like I said, even the people who live here in Ventura. But that's it, the old Ortega Adobe. All right, let's go check out something else. So the trains coming through Ventura come right through here, and they cross the Ventura River on this cool old bridge here that when we were a kid, we used to hop up on here and walk over to Hobo Jungle back in the day. Yeah, you can see there's plenty of water out here. There's the river mouth out there. Oh, you got a good view of the islands from here. And here's that cane that I keep talking about. See that? This is all cane. I think it's I mean, I don't know, but I think it's like an invasive species. So I guess the idea is to get across this before the train comes, right? I think I would hear the thing go down, you know, the bells dinging and the thing going down. And I guess once you're halfway across, you could just run one way or the other because you don't want to jump down. It's a heck of a drop here. A lot of trains do come through here. We took the train to Santa Barbara for our anniversary. There's all kinds of trails and stuff down there too, because people, they don't call it Hobo Jungle for nothing. Let's put it that way. Oh, look, somebody said, hey, I'm going to put my bike there. They probably live down in here and then just go to town. Oh, it's not halfway across that part of the bridge that you have to get. It's halfway across the entire bridge. So, okay, I'm going to run out here real quick before the train comes, because I know they do come, and take a look at the river. Oh yeah, this is a good view of the river here. So this is where the river comes out from what I was showing the other day up there by Ojai, the 150 that ran right by my grandpa's old house up there. And there's the freeway backed up as usual coming south on a Sunday. But yep, this is our Ventura River, and there's old turrets out there from World War II where they had these guns on the coast. Those turrets are still out there. So like it's like a big concrete pad round with a railroad track, kind of like this. Not for railroad, but for the end of the gun, so they could rotate it around. I believe it's 360 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. But they're all tilted and stuff now because they've shifted in the sand over, what, 80, 85 years now, or 80 some years. All right, let's see if I'm going to beat the train. This thing's crazy. It's so old. God, it's all rusty and graffitied over. Not looking too good. You know, if I really wanted to make a good YouTube video, I would stand here until the train came and made like some real dramatic thing of me jumping out of the way at the last minute. We have had to run when we were kids. Although I think if you just got up against this, cable and leaned out, you'd probably be okay. Trains probably don't stick out that far. All right, well, it's a little walk back in time to my youth. Check out this cat. Do you eat squirrels? I just saw a squirrel. I bet you eat squirrels, you little sucker. And look, somebody's put water and a little house and food dishes. There's another dish over there. Somebody's taking care of you. I don't know. There's a lot of squirrels you could eat. And there was a squirrel just sitting right over here on the rock, like right there. So either it doesn't eat squirrels or they're friends or something. Okay. This I don't remember. We have like twin cats here. That's wild. Wow. There is a cat population around here. You think I'm going to feed you or pet you, don't you? Yeah, you do. Wow. Look at you. Then you got the old hopper. What they're hopping, I don't know. But it's something that on the fairgrounds here, where the trucks drive in and fill up with something. I don't know. Maybe tar. It looks like there's black tar dripping down the side. Those things are kind of cool, actually. I don't know. They just kind of look so rustic and industrial and something from the old West. You know, like when the train would pull up to the station and they'd have to put water in it. Very interesting. So this is like a bird sanctuary. They have a sign for this, but you can see lots of different types of birds down there. They're saying there's like, I don't know, there's like 6 different kinds of birds. I know this wind has got to be not doing so good for the audio. But these are like, I think those ones are like called cormorants or something like that. They say there's herons down here, pelicans. I don't see any pelicans. They're pretty easy to spot. They're big. We see them flying all the time along the coast. But look at this view looking back towards the mountains. And you can see there's a little bit of snow left way up there. That's where all this water comes from after the rains stop. You get the melt from the snow up there. Okay, maybe more than 6 kinds of birds. Look at this. Terns, falcon, herons, egrets, plovers, pelicans. Wow. And then let's see here. Oh, somebody did a little illustration. Very nice. So this is our fairgrounds here. It goes like this. It goes beach, parking lot, fairgrounds. And that's the raceway over there. And they've done a lot of races of various kinds. When I was a kid, we used to go there and watch, like, what do you call those? Where they smash the cars into each other? Demolition derby. A lot of speedway races. So these dirt bikes that race in a circle. 3/4 midgets. These things very loud. They throw big old dirt clods like this. But they also do concerts there during the fair. And I've seen like UB40, Joan Jett, Beach Boys. I've seen all kinds of acts there. But back in the early days, I remember, like maybe not early days for the fairgrounds, but for me, Ozzy Osbourne with, who was it? Black Sabbath played there. Blue Oyster Cult played with them. The Grateful Dead had like I think it was a 3-day concert here back in '87, but it was, it went on for a little longer than 3 days, I think. You wouldn't believe the buses and the caravans and people that came in with that. It was wild. It was wild. And I think that was the year I graduated. So I think it was 1987. But anyway, yeah, this is our fairgrounds. They'll set up the, they call it the midway right here with all the rides and stuff. And then when you're up on the Ferris wheel, this is the view you get. The ocean and the island. It's pretty cool. So this is new to me anyway. They have like a walkway here. And this portion of the parking lot, you can see that it's paved and they have a boardwalk kind of thing that goes all the way down. This all used to be dirt. And this is what's known as Surfer's Point out here. This is where the coast kind of makes a point and the wave energy kind of wraps around this side of it. And you get really good long wave rides, like going from like here all the way in, because you got to figure it's a point, right? So you get to ride right along the coast as it's going away from you, you're going towards it. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, this is interesting. A little raised, looks like a composite or completely plastic walkway so that it won't degrade in the weather and stuff. But this part down here, my wife and I talked about this. I think this probably was when we were still dating that they built this out here with the parking lot and the walkway and all this stuff. And I told her even back then, I said, the ocean's just going to eat that stuff up, because there's a reason why nobody's built anything here, right? You got to figure you got the waves just coming in, and the energy is kind of concentrated on a point. So sure enough, the whole thing that they built down here just started falling off into the ocean. And there's actually really cool pictures of they used concrete like drainage pipes turned up like this to plant palm trees in. And you see the palm trees are just falling into the ocean, and those things are just tilted up. Take a look down here. We may not see any destroyed, but we might. Let's take a look. Okay, I totally cheated. We went back to the car and drove down here. But these are the things that I was talking about, where they're growing the palm trees inside the large circles. And I don't think I don't know, they might have poured these. I get the sense that they didn't. I just get the sense that they repurposed something that already existed. But some of these, and I don't know which one, but some of them have fallen into the ocean. There's a picture out there where the palm trees are all falling over. There's all kinds of this stupid little stuff down here. People are pretty messy. It looks like somebody's living over there. So back when I was a kid, there used to be a pipe. I think it may not have been right here, but it was very close. It was, it's gone, because there used to be a bunch of oil tanks right there where they would store the oil in, and then a ship would pull up out here, and there was a pipe that went out into the ocean, and the ships would load up with oil. And I think it's been gone for a long time, but it was close to here, like I said, because of the oil tanks used to sit in that field behind those walls right there. But they have since gone. And see how I was saying it's a point, how it starts out there. And then if you get a wave, you can ride the wave. If you just go this way, keep riding. I mean, you can get half a mile away from your car if you just keep riding the wave in. But yeah, it's a little different than it used to be down here. It just used to be like a dirt parking lot, mostly surfers and stoners. I think the stoners are still here. I think the surfers are still here, but I don't know. They try to make it like a little bit more like walking friendly, for people to come down. But these will go too. That's just how storms are. All right, hey everybody, that's my little tour of this part of Ventura. So I will see you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this little episode. Until then, take care.